Hey everybody, it's Nina Motivates. I'm here again live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Okay, so I'm so excited to be here. Y'all know what I want y'all to do. The same thing that I'm doing. Sharing is caring. Okay, so share this out. I am getting ready to introduce another awesome and amazing author, one of my men authors for Brother, my brother, and you want to be here. Why? Because it's always a great interview. Okay, so go ahead, share this out, invite your friends and your followers and your family and everybody else you know and don't know and all that other good stuff. I don't even care if you like, I don't want to talk to them. Invite them on this interview anyhow. This brother that I'm about to introduce on today, he is awesome. I love him dearly. This is not our first project together. It's the second or third. Either way it go, he'll tell y'all. We'll tell y'all later. But I love it. I love it. I love it. I love his writing. I love all he has going on. I love how he poured into youth, y'all. I took my youth down to Kankakee to meet him personally because he's just that dope. And so I wanted to make sure that you all get a chance to meet him today. And I am sharing this out. Have y'all shared this out? I see we got some comments coming in. So somebody up in here, hey y'all. Hi, thank you for joining us. We got people on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. I so appreciate all of you all for hopping in on today. I am getting ready to introduce and bring out our speakers interviewer of the day, interviewee of the day. But let me first read his bio. Y'all know me. I'm over here like, let me make sure this is everywhere, not everywhere, but everywhere. Okay. So I'm gonna read his bio, and then y'all gonna meet him, and he gonna hop right in, and we gonna get on down to it. All right, Kent Wade, KW, also known as the Library Guy, which he is definitely that, y'all, has over 14 years of library and customer service experience. After obtaining a GED in 2005 and an associate's from Kankakee Community College in 2012, there was a fire lit that still burns strong for sharing and the value of education, especially from the community college level. Since 2009, Mr. Wade has been using public speaking, motivational speaking, emceeing, facilitating the storytelling to go to cultivate different conversations in regards to leadership. Y'all, he dope at it too. How I know? Because I took my youth, my boys down there to meet him. From working with youth to empowering professionals, the mission is for others to regain their ambition despite the heaviness of life. During the summer of 2018, Shake the Fear, a public speaking workshop geared towards overcoming the fear of speaking, was launched. The STF, Shaking the Fear workshop has enhanced the ability of speakers and professionals throughout Illinois. Wade's ability to be a change agent earned him a Kankakee County 40 under 40 award in 2016. Woo! Ken's love for giving back has led him to serving as y'all hear it here, the first Black officer on the Kankakee Library's board of directors. Y'all heard that he blazing trails, y'all, as well as serving on the board of directors of United Way. Kent Wade is CEO of Life with Ambition LLC, a company focused on helping others grow and telling their story and healing their way as a master of ceremony and keynote speaker. In 2020, Mr. Wade launched his Shake the Fear Gear Tee. I should have had my shirt on. What's wrong with me, y'all? What's wrong with me? Doing too much. Because I got a whole bunch of Shake the Fear shirts. Okay, the tees, the tanks, all that, all that. The long sleeve. Oh, that long sleeve is bomb. I might have to put it on while he answering one of the questions, y'all. I had a brain freeze. Kent Wade is a proud husband, father, and father to four, and uncle to many. The name Kent has two meanings: light or bright, and calmly and finally born of fire. That's deep. You can connect with him at iamkentwade@gmail.com. So I hope if you've never met this brother, you're about to meet him now. So here he is, my brother Kent.
Wow, that was amazing, man. See that energy.
I feel like I chopped that up. I did horrible. I was like, Lord Jesus.
Man, that your energy is contagious. That's why you're the coach. So as you're sharing my
I like
bio,
that.
I
Look,
need
I'm gonna
them to
have to use
know
that. Look, I'm
that
finna
you're the
move
coach.
this thing out your face because I don't like it. Y'all know me. I gotta get this out his face. I can't see him. I see his face. I didn't see his face. We gonna do it like that.
Ah,
We gonna do
okay,
it. Y'all
okay.
know I'm needing the motivation. Y'all don't need to see the logo right now. And so I introduced you by your bio, all the elegant words and all of that other good stuff. But tell the audience who you are in your own words.
Oh man, thank you. Hold on, this is how we gonna do this.
Right.
Thank you for having me on and just having this dialogue with your audience in particular. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She did fine, didn't she? Didn't she? But my name is Kent Lezon Wade. Kent Lezon Wade, and I don't usually say my middle name, but I'm so hyped up right now from Coach. I'm just going to introduce myself to you in the fullness. And so I am a professional public speaker, master of ceremony, and facilitator of helping people shake the fear of glossophobia, which is the fear of public speaking. And not just getting on a stage and telling your story to an audience, but it could be going to a job interview. It could be talking to someone that looks different from you or has a different background. And we have these fears of just raising our hand in class to if you're on the bus and they say, do you need a transfer? And you're unsure what to say instead of asking for help because you're afraid to seem a certain way. My job is to help you break that. And so I am, yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. I am a husband to Courtney Wade, the Pearl Boutique queen, the Black Pages creator. We have four beautiful children, and my story started in California. I was adopted at 2.5. I'm an '86 baby. Just had a birthday, October 28th. Scorpio season to all my Scorpios out there. Same to those who aren't. But my journey was difficult. Born during the crack era as a crack baby, having physical difficulties, and again, the changes of family structure, caused me to be put in foster care for a little bit. Adopted at 2.5 by the late Addie Wade. Thank you for the birth, man. Appreciate the birthday love. And she is originally from Illinois, and so she left Illinois when we were 8, and I've been in Illinois since I was 8. I hate snow to this day. This is the worst part of living in Illinois right now as it gets colder. But I struggled with the transition. I knew something wasn't right with the family structure. It was just her, it was my older sister who was 15 years older, and then my nephew. And anger issues, consistently Illinois in the building, woo woo, consistently dealing with a strict religious structure, and so when you don't feel like you fit in, you really wonder how do you operate, how do you grow, how do you share your voice, and reading was my place, and I used to steal books from the library because my mom as a senior citizen wouldn't take us, and I would rip the security tag out. I, I'm safe to say it now, but I ripped the security tags out, and I used to take them home and read them, and that was my place to get away from the social issues per se in the early mid '90s, late '90s. But my anger and my frustration, and then my words, still wasn't developed. I didn't know how to share. And when I was told I was adopted, we had moved from Richmond Park, Illinois, uh, to Hopkins Park, which is in the rural area of Kankakee County. Shout out to HP. Uh, I'm a proud Mustang. I went to school out there. In 8th grade, I graduated, and I didn't graduate again until 2005 with my GED. I dropped out of school. A lot of things happened along that timeline, uh, and the family structure changed. My mother got sick, and fell in love with basketball, but I never got the teaching to help me get into the game. And I end up missing a lot of my freshman time. I ended up having a very low GPA, and I was put in alternative school, and I dropped out at 17 years old. I then met my birth mother and my birth family. This is 2005, 2004, and then in 2005, I got my GED. So all these things are changing. I became homeless at that time, and so the library. I'm sharing all this with you because I have to share the importance of one, libraries, and two, the village. And while my mother did everything she could, birth mother and my adopted mother, I didn't know that when I was younger. I was angry. You know, a lot of our youth are angry and they don't know how to express it. They don't know how to tell an adult, you hurt me. You feel me? And be able to start a healing process. And so, um, but I can say, in this story, that the library was my second home because I used to hang out at the library. When we moved to Kankakee, the library was the only place we can go and not get in trouble. Plus, that's where the cute, smart girls went, And so we hung out at the library for a while. And when they moved into this building that we're in now, that I'm currently sitting in now, they brought us in. We got the do rags on. We got the hoodies that was out here. They brought us in because the staff told them we needed to know where we were going, and we felt that because they moved from our neighborhood to downtown, that we didn't feel like we belonged. And so the mayor and the directors heard them, and they invited us in for a special tour. And it was at that moment I'm like, okay, this is my family. Like, they remember my birthday, all these different things. And no shade to my family. Now that I'm adult, I understand. And so the library shifted that at 16 years old. So when I dropped out of school, I came and hung out at the library. They caught me and said, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I'm dropped out of school." They was like, "Nah, we're not having that." And so Camille Rose took me to a lady named Lisa Weaver, this 4'10" white lady who was not afraid to come to my neck of the woods and leave her car running and come and make sure I went to my classes. Like, she put me in her car without any shame. She made me feel comfortable stepping into the community college environment and advocate for myself. And that's how I begin to find my voice. So, that's Kent. That's, I know you're going to ask me some questions, and lot of my stories in the book. And this is our second project together. You feel me? So that's Kent. That's Kent Lazon Wade.
Look, and I said, okay, we got to be a special group of people because he ain't never told me his middle name either. I'm just saying.
Hey, I don't.
So, right, I agree. It's such an amazing story, so powerful, and this is why, my brother is important because we definitely need men to share their stories so that these young men can grow up differently, and even the older men can realize and know, hey, my storyline can change too. We're not talking about my brother just yet. But listen, y'all, sometimes when my authors are talking, I have to take little clip notes. Hold on. I think you've said this to me before, and I don't think I ever really clicked on. Your wife is the one that created the Black Pages?
She for there is a Black Pages that is out of South Carolina, I believe, that is kind of real big on the East Coast. My wife started one for our county here in Kankakee County. She started one 2020. She started the Black Pages as a Black business directory for small Black businesses, big Black businesses, nonprofits, and so she's working on the third edition now. So she has and then that's how we learned about the one in South Carolina. And so there's this conversation of how, networking and building and learning from them. But yes, she created the Kankakee County Black Pages, the
Why I
Black
gotta be
Business Directory.
Kankakee? Why I can't be the
For right
Illinois?
now,
You know
look,
what
look,
I'm
that's is hey, listen, we coming up.
saying?
We coming up 57, and we definitely got to get you in the book because I can't be the only speaker and presenter in the book.
I got you. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. Because I know I definitely have heard of the Black Pages and follow pages and things like that, but we'll definitely hit that up later and
Okay.
communicate with that about that. So you already mentioned this is not your first time being an author. Tell us about your first project. And y'all, I'm gonna put his information up because if you like, hey, I need that copy of that project from him as well, this is how you can get it. So I'm gonna let him tell you about what the first project he wrote for. And y'all, he has a solo project that I'm gonna keep pushing him to bring on out. But I appreciate him for continuing to share his story with me.
And so it's important to preface this that coach is very thorough with uh, how to bring the best out of you when it comes to writing. So for me, when I first started writing, it was poetry. You know what I'm saying? Writing poetry as a reader, I read a lot of short stories. And so I can put little notes together, but it was poetry that was my first writing form. And so with the my very first author project, 33 ways, man, 33 people with 33 stories telling people that you can. And so that's entitled, the book is called You Can, 33 three authors. I'm blessed to be one of those 33 authors. I was so nervous and so scared. And with my particular story, man, I like to speak on things that I know. And so with this particular project, uh, I wanted to start off with, when you say you can, what was the first thing that came to my mind? And so it literally was shake the fear. And so that's, you see here on the shirt, shake the fear. And so with shake the fear, that doesn't mean fear won't exist. That doesn't mean that, you know, once I'm over it, it's gone. It doesn't mean that. Shaking the fear means that I won't let fear control and dictate how I move in my life. I'm going to use this fear. I'm going to use those butterflies, and I'm going to take that step forward. And so I entitled my story "Shake the Fear," and I shared the story of when I actually left this building, the library. Man, it's crazy how this thing is working out. I came here to get away from the kids, but um, I left here in 2017. So put it in context, I got my GED 2005. They hired me. Technically, they hired me January 5th, and just again favor, just being in the right space. And sometimes we have to take risk with our babies, and they took a risk on me. January 2005, I got the job. With the condition that I got my GED, and it was already scheduled. My tests were already scheduled, already planned out. I just had to take the test. I took the test, so I was already in. So officially, I was here 2005. I left August 31st, 2015. So from 17 to 2017, I was the guy in the back, open boxes. I was the guy that sat at the front seat when you came into the library. I was the guy on the third floor answering reference questions. I was the guy putting out the magazines. I was a team coordinator, so I went and traveled to the schools, and that's how I got to really know my library babies. I set up the auditorium because we have an auditorium. I even cleaned the building, y'all. I've done everything in this building, but hold the position of a director or a supervisor. And so 2017 was that jump, that risk, and I had to shake my fear. And so I told my story as me talking to me, this small voice in my head. So if you want to check the book out, there's the links below. You don't want to. It talks about the method to shaking the fear. And it's crazy. I even wrote this like this, coach, because I didn't intend to do it, but it's a mathematical approach that I had in my head as I was recapturing what the feeling was like as I'm walking into this building that I've been in so many times. You feel me? I've been in here. I've slept in the break room. I've came here when I was homeless, man, and told the staff, and they gave me $10, $20 to go to Aldi's. So um, the first project is shaking the fear, and I had to shake the fear to write the book, write the story in the first place, because I was scared. But coach would not let it up on me. Even when I was like, well, I ain't got the money, she was like, no, you got a story that needs to be told. And since she's been telling me this, and this is no lie, this is no cap, as the kids say, no whatever. Ever since you said that, coach, every platform of social media, I've met someone who has asked the same question. Where's your book? Where's that solo project? Where is that? And so right now I have an ebook, a solo ebook that I'm working on right now. And again, this new project, I'm excited. But yeah, man, that first project, I had to shake my own fear. I had to take my own medicine, if you will, to take it out of my voice and put it on paper. Because I'm that kid that talked a lot, you know.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And see, and if people keep asking, that means money is to be made and stories to be told. Now I had to go run to go put on one on my now because it's cold
Hey.
outside. I had to just put it on top of another black tea. But I love my shake the fear tanks. How can people? He got tanks, he got shirts. He got long sleeves. I got a long sleeve one that I just wish I had my brain on this morning and put it on because it's white, but it got like the pink army fatigue on the sleeves. That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite shirts, y'all. I'm gonna have to take a picture and post it. How can people purchase shirts, tees, tanks, the long sleeve sweaters? I see you got one there, and then I know you got. I love how he represent and promote the youth in Kankakee, and he got this sweater on. He got um, and I think he came out with that the day we were there. You went
Yeah.
into and created it, so
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
got a chance to meet him prior to creating that one. Okay, so I feel like my kids had like whoop whoop. Okay, see, you already got somebody that wants your long sleeve one. How can
Let's go.
one purchase the book? I mean the shirt.
Yo, so look, I'm a preface. Listen, I gotta let you know because it's all about one thing about shaking the fear. It's about accountability. It's about accountability. Scorpio season ends this Sunday. The website, the revamped website, will be up this
I got to
Sunday
do this, and he know why.
because you. It's our season. It's our season, and I've been quiet this season. In theory, usually I go somewhere and I'm doing stuff. A brother been working, okay. A brother's been working, and I'm tired, but it's that good tired. And so the website will be relaunched that's on Sunday, the last day of Scorpio season. And so with the particular brand and how you can order T-shirts, long sleeve, if you shoot me a email, it's right here below. Lift by Ambition lift by ambition at gmail.com. Let me know your size, and then let me know if you want long sleeve, short sleeve. I have hoodies, I have actual jogging suits. The prices do vary, so I can send you the entire list, and then you can specify your color. My sizes go from small all the way up to 6X. Uh, with the t-shirts can be finished within 3 to 5 days. Hoodies and the jogging suits, I like to let people know 7 and 10 just because of shipping. I picked up a new gig at UPS. Coach, I'll be working, Coach.
I love it.
I picked up a part time joint from early morning while the kids sleep, and it's peak season, so shipping is going to be kind of crazy. So, I like to tell people 7 and 10. You can Cash App $Ambition5, Cash App $Ambition5, or you can send a PayPal. Again, look at the link below. Let me do it this way. Young Gifted Black, 2 C's. Young Gifted Black, 2 C's. And then Young and Gifted, share the G. Got to, again, that's that poet. That's that poet. That's that poet. You can send your cash there. For your first time, free shipping. Free shipping on your very first time. Again, I have hoodies, t-shirts. And with an inspiration around this real quick, 2019, I left the community college. I went back and I really believe in if it ain't broke, why fix it? And I really believe in giving back to people who poured into me. And so the library poured into me, so I went back to the library. The college poured into me, so I went back to the college. And I left here to work at the college in the library. That's why I'm a library guy. People either saw me at this library or the community college library. And I did that, and then I took a risk and became a admin assistant. Salute to the admin assistants out there, the HR, the people who do the detail work for businesses. It is not for the faint of heart. But unfortunately, I had to transition because in my village, it was me, my wife, and my mother-in-law. And so me and my wife were working multiple jobs, our own businesses. We were doing work with the poetry team called Solace Coalition. So we was in Chicago at least twice a month. And I had to leave uh, because I wasn't making enough to not have the proper supervision for my kids, which the leap was, coach, it was scary, and it put me in a place of depression really bad, really bad. Because as a man, I've been working. It may not be big checks, but I'm used to getting a check every 2 weeks. And so when I started working for myself in the entrepreneurship life, I realized this it's the valleys and the peaks. And once my birthday came that time, I was really, really down. Phone was off, car broke down, just everything wrong possible. And my man said, "You need to make a T-shirt. You're $1 million brand. You need to act like it." And I'm like, I'm $1 million. What are you talking about? People ain't even giving me chances. My city ain't bringing me out. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, he said, "You $1 million brand." Shout out to Chris Barnes. Shout out to Jeff Davis. Flowers to people. I can't take all the credit. They told me what I need to do. They gave me a spot to do it in, and 2020, I tested it out before COVID. Before COVID hit, I spoke at JJC, Joliet Junior College, and I had the shirt on, and the kids was like, "I want that. I need that. How do I get that?" And I'm like, "What? Are you serious?" And so here we are, going into the next level. And so, man, it's a blessing. And with this in particular here, I come from a small town, Kankakee, Illinois, where you most likely hear something negative. Not saying it's all negative, but you're most likely to hear the negative. And we forget what we got at times. Same with your community. Wherever you're from, where you're watching, I know that there's a struggle with all youth to get them to see the value that they have in themselves, because us as adults, especially melanated adults, aboriginals, the Africans, the more what we have a very long history of trauma, and these kids need to see the value that they have. And so I create this because I decided to stop hating my city and pour into my city, because everywhere I went, they're like, "You from Chicago?" Nope, Kankakee. And I had to let them know Keys got gems. We got gems. Your city got gems. Coach got gems. And so when it comes to our youth, they shine only if we take them out, clean them up, and polish them. So if you would like to cop any of these or purchase any of these, again, Cash App below. T-shirts are 25. I do a crazy design where I put a layer. That's an additional 5. That can go on a hoodie. That can go on a T-shirt. That can go on a long sleeve, any color. Pre-order. Pre-order that way. I do it. I want it fresh off the press. All materials are fresh, made for all tees. Because again, diamonds aren't made you just don't find a diamond lying around. It takes a little bit of a little bit of sweat, a little bit of blood. And so that's how you can cop the T-shirts, man, as well as the books. So man, Coach,
I love
I'm,
it.
I'm,
I love it.
I'm
Now listen, y'all. Y'all know I look for keywords, things that said that just like hit me. Y'all just heard this man say, to help make sure his kids are properly taken care of, to be at home with his kids. Yes, he had to take a bite. He had to take a
yes,
bite. But sometimes when you're in a marriage, you have to what's best for, our family. And so based off what was best for their family, he had to be the one to say, okay, I got to be at home. But then God blessed him with some powerful men in his life to say, hey, you still can do this. And so this shirt is one of the ways that he feeds his family. I'm gonna say it again. This shirt is a way that he
yeah,
feeds his family. He not out there shaking a can with a sign asking people to give him money. Hey, that's a job some people do. However, he is like, you give me this and you get this product that every time you walk around, you're not allowing fear to overtake you, because your shirt and the things that you're seeing as you walk around, not only are you telling yourself to shake the fear, but anybody who look at you and look at what you got on,
that's
they get an opportunity to shake the fear too.
that's it.
So I challenge all of you all
That's
to
it.
hit them up, get you a shirt. Wade, like I look, Kent, I said Wade, look, I said your last name. I'm going professional on you, Mr. Wade. Um,
I'm
you
used to
need
that
to do a
too.
fashion show. Get some folks
Yeah,
that got them the different shirts and stuff like that. Come on, get you a fashion show going on. Your shirts are good. You
yeah,
keep
yeah.
coming up with quality shirts, good ideas. Um, and like I said, I'm gonna make sure next time I put the long sleeve one on that I take a picture in it. I don't know how I keep forgetting to take a picture in it.
because that's how dope they are. You just be
They
ready to
are.
go, and you
So for real, y'all. So I challenge you all to support this man who is who's out here not just doing it for himself, but doing it for his family. So, and keep him lifted in prayer, y'all.
yeah.
God is good, and we know that God can continue to bless him. All right. So another question. I'm finna skip a whole bunch of questions to get to that one. Now you kind of gave us a little bit, but tell us not a lot, just a little tad,
Okay.
because we want people to buy the book from you. We want people to pre-order. Y'all see his information down here. All the information screenshot while we smell a screenshot. Make sure you get the book from him, but tell them a little bit about what you wrote in the book so that they can be like, okay, yep, I need to go buy it.
Oh man, listen, listen, listen. This was a powerful book. Um, as a speaker, when I first started out, I just told my story. That's it. That was it's my story. It's my story. And a lot of people resonated with my story. I was very young. I was 20 years old, and going back to college for the first time, and got even more powerful men in my group. Shout out to Saab, shout out to Marcus Struthers, shout out to Tyrone Bledsoe, Ernesto Mejia, Robert Jackson, and as I begin to learn about my blackness, I begin to just focus only on my blackness. And so when I kept getting the speaking engagements, I'm getting everybody. And so I end up doing a mentoring program. And in the mentoring program, I expected my boys to come out. I end up with 6 white boys, 6 Caucasian boys. That doesn't mean nothing to me. An audience is an audience. You know, uh, in my presentation, though, they were not going to relate to me in my presentation unless they caught keywords. Just going to put it simply like that. Next session, the 6 went to 4. Next session, the 6 went to 2. The next session, I went to the 2 stayed for a while, and then about the next session after that, it was 1, and that 1 stuck with me for about a year and a half. Like, and one day, his mom called me and was like, Kent, I want you to know, my son loves you. You've helped him grow a lot. But sometimes he doesn't feel like he can really relate to you. And, in my head, I'm thinking like, so? And, well, I'm me. I'm a black man. And I talked to my wife Courtney about it. And she put in perspective as him being a young man who's looking to know me, that and so I learned to be universal with how I speak. Uh, I'm now learning to be intentional because at 35, there are intentional issues. So this particular book is intentional, there's an intentional audience, and that audience looks like that boy Kent when he was 16 in the mirror, 21 Kent in the mirror, 25-year-old Kent, 30-year-old Kent, because 16-year-old Kent didn't expect to see 18-year-old Kent, 21-year-old Kent. 20-year-old got here, 21-year-old Kent got here and was like, oh, I made it. So, oh, okay. 30-year-old Kent didn't expect to see this and didn't expect to see this in a family. 35-year-old Kent is like, hey, I'm the GOAT of the Kent story, okay? I'm the GOAT. So it's time for me to be the GOAT. So with this particular project, I was able to write a letter to my brother. I wrote a letter to my brother, and I used the energy from Saab. I mentioned Saab earlier, Tyrone Bledsoe, who founded Saab in 1990. It is the approach is to help African American and Latino men, Black and brown men, graduate from high school and college and be prepared for the professional world. And he's been doing it for a long time. And so when I met him, he was the first man I cried in his arms. I cried in his arms. That was the first time I've ever cried in a man's arms. I'm 20, yeah, 19, 20. Um, Man, long story. And but his mission was very clear. It was a call and response, and it went, "I am my brother's keeper, and together we will rise, saving lives, salvaging dreams. I am my brother's keeper. Together we will rise, saving lives, salvaging dreams." And so, went to oratorical contest in New York for the first time, and that's when I knew I wanted to be a motivational speaker. And then as I developed my craft, that's when I realized public speaking, master of ceremony, facilitator, guest keynote, storyteller, coming in and tying in the experience for an audience, that was more my niche than being that motivational speaker. And so I decided with this project to write a letter to my brother as his keeper, saving lives, salvaging the dream. So you want to know more about it, you got to get the book. If you want to know more, a little about my shaking my fear, you got to get the You Can book. If you want to know more about me personally, you can email me and we can set up a free conversation to see how I can bring my public speaking services, hosting, emceeing, keynote, whatever it may be for you, how I can bring that service that energy and a dose of ambition. Ambition is defined as a desire that requires determination and hard work. How you can bring that to your business, to your next program, to your next event, or if you want to shake your glossiophobia, let's do it together. So you got to get the book though. That letter is, man, that letter was powerful, Coach. I was going to send it to you and get you, to look at it, but when I let's put it like this, you know how to put fire under people without the whip and the bullhorn. When you see that message come up, it's like, oh, oh, I forgot. It's and then you hit us with the subtle words, and it's like, oh man, I let it down. Let me go harder. Let me go harder. And so I just want to thank you for this project. Thank you
You're
for the having
very
the vision to understand that men, especially black men, we are no longer going to be soldiers of silence. We are no longer going to be uh, 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 counterproductive to ourselves and to our families by not emotionally sharing and growing and being vulnerable, because we need us and y'all need us and we need y'all, black women and our children, uh, and the world at large. So thank you for putting the lens on the brothers to be accountable for the brothers, but also giving a light for the world to see what the brothers are actually going through.
all right. Look, y'all, he didn't preached about 10 sermons, right?
Sorry, man.
I love it though. I love it because you're passionate. And so when passion meets purpose, it's an explosion,
Man.
And so that's a beautiful thing. Passion and purpose, it just brings light and love all over, okay? So Kent, I thank you so much for sharing. You hit it on a high note. I don't even want to ask no more questions. Y'all see the contact information down here. We want y'all to support the shirts. We want y'all to support the books. We want y'all to support, because guess what? You are sowing into the ground. You are sowing into someone who is, out here like, look, this is my story. Y'all heard he had a look. Did y'all realize all the stuff he said he wrote in these two books, but his introduction of himself ain't in these books yet? That means he needs to stop playing, right? Stop playing. I see we do this every time we have an interview. He just keep on playing games, and I don't understand why. But I declare a decree in the name of Jesus 2022. We're gonna be like, oh snaps, he did it, not just in the ebook, but a paperback book. Because if you can do an ebook, you can do a paperback book. We'll talk about that later. I'll get on you then. But books open up so many doors for us. We go somewhere and we speak
Yes.
somewhere and we got products, and products produce paper, money paper. Okay. So, and not only that, when your story is in a book, they be like, oh, you're an expert. I'm an expert, but who's better to be an expert of you than you? So, I'm gonna keep pushing him, y'all. Don't worry. He know I'm gonna keep pushing him until he gets these solo projects out. But until then, keep writing. I'm gonna make him keep writing. And he know I don't take excuses. So we love it. So I thank you so much. Is there anything you want to say before I let the audience go?
Man, just keep pushing, keep pushing. It's a very difficult time for a lot of people right now. Not saying it's never not a difficult time for individuals. As we're going into 2022 with COVID, just so many different issues, social and personal and professional. We got to remember that we control the narrative, just like a library has thousands and thousands of books, and they all find a place, a home. We are those books. We are the library, but we have something unique that the books don't have, is that we can control the narrative. We can move through this wave together, and we can learn through this process. And like you said, Coach, what story do you know best than to know yourself? So I just want to say thank you. Shout out to all my GED scholars, my community college graduates. Shake your fears, y'all. Let's go. Go crazy. Why are we holding ourselves back?
I love it. And that just goes to show you, he, like you said, I like how you gave a shout out to the GED scholars, because it's not about what you know, it's about what you do with what you know. And it's about how you making your life and how you living it. And if you put and keep God first and you just fight hard in this life, God will do some amazing things through you. So I love you so much. And y'all, I take my boys to the library every single week. Every single week. So he got to be proud of us because we'll be there tomorrow. We'll be there Thursday. We're gonna have to come back out to keto.
Hey, hey, look, I'm gonna take care of you every time. Hey, I almost forgot too. I gotta shout out the Kankakee K's, our football team. Well, our kids are excelling, period. And I'm
I
I'm
love it.
advocating all levels. Right now, they're doing something special. They're in the final four of the class 5A state playoffs. So they're having the semifinals here in Kankakee. We had an amazing game this last Saturday. We were down 7-22 in the first quarter. We ended up winning with a game-winning touchdown and an interception. So we going to, my boys. It's dope, man. It's dope. I got kids. He's like, man, one of my boys is like, hey, if I get an interception, can I get a free hoodie? I'm like, you get an interception and run it back. We'll see what we can do with it. But salute
Right.
to the babies, and man, thank you, coach, for what you do, man.
I appreciate it. And that's beautiful how he like, hey, give me something. He asked him for a reason to be focused and get that. He wanted a hoodie, y'all. Listen, you better start being out here like, I need some folks to donate some hoodies. Y'all come on and donate some hoodies to these kids. Purchase
Whatever
hoodies
it
for kids.
takes.
Each time you purchase a hoodie, these hoodies go to these kids. We're gonna talk more about that because y'all know I've been had a whole
Oh,
coaching session with him on here. All right, y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in. His information is below. Go and support the book. The book is released next weekend, y'all. Next weekend. So you want to get pre-order the book now, because after next Saturday, Friday or Saturday, y'all don't talk to me about the date that it releases right now. But anyway, Friday or Saturday it's released. I think Saturday, Small Business Saturday, we're releasing the book. So either way it go, you want to make sure you have your copy of the book. So you can get your copy from these authors. You want to get them from these authors. I want you to get them from these authors. These are men that came together to write books to inspire boys and men. So please support them. We thank y'all for tuning in live or via the replay, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will holler at y'all later. Remember to shake the fear and talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
let's go. Let's go.